Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katie. Today we're going to talk about using your own personal mantra. Now, a mantra is words or a sound that is repeated to help lift the spirits and encourage concentration. A very popular one in yoga is the sound of Om. You may have heard that one before. Some other ones may be your personal ones. For instance, saying nice things that encourage you. I'm a confident person. I'm capable. My yoga is good. I can balance. Such things that help you to be positive in your thinking as you do your exercise. Another one that's very popular is the serenity prayer that goes something like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to have the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You choose what your personal mantra is today. If you can't think of one, just focus on your breathing. All right, let's take a seat now. And we're going to start off in a lying position. So let's place one hand on top of the other on the belly and lay the head down. Rest the elbows on the floor, push them in the floor, lift the shoulder blades up, hug them together, flatten the back down. Now roll your feet and your thighs outwards. Make sure they're nice and comfortable and loose. Lift your head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck and place your head down comfortably. Start to focus on breathing down to your belly where your hands are. Now while you're lying here, I want you to think about your mantra. You might be quietly saying Om in your mind. You might have picked a phrase or something that encourages you or helps focus your mind. If you can't think of anything, focus on your breathing and just count to 3 as you breathe in, count to 3 as you breathe out. Focusing on the pace of your breath, noticing the rise and the fall of your belly. Now, if you have picked a mantra, keep repeating it to yourself several times. All right, now we're going to bring our arms by our sides and bring the toes forward towards the chest. We're going to breathe in, point the toes away towards the floor. Reach the arms over the head. Let the mid-back lift off the floor and reach. Breathe in. Open the ribcage right up and breathe out. Toes forward, hands by the sides. Breathe in, arms overhead. Point the toes away again. Big stretch. Reach as far as you can to the opposite ends of the room and breathe out. Bring arms back to sides. And let's do that again. 3 more times. Big breath in and breathe out. Toes forward. Beautiful. Try and make that a big long breath. Open up the chest and breathe out. Let's try one more. Now walk your feet to the end position and let's bring the knees to the chest just one at a time. Pick the hips up. Now let's rock from side to side. Tighten the tummy. Just rock from side to side, nice and gently on the lower back. Now we're going to bring our arms into a T position and lower the knees to one side. Take the hand nearest the knees, place it on top. See if you can get those knees and the feet to stack. So bring your toes forward. Turn your head the opposite direction. Make sure your shoulder blades are on the floor and breathe into the chest that's open. So as you breathe in, you're going to feel tightness of the chest where you're stretching. You're also going to feel this in your hip, on the outer edge of your hip. If you can't extend your top leg, keep the hand resting on top of the knee. Now if you want to go a little bit further, extend the bottom leg and bring your toes forward. Try and stack your ankles, your knees, and that means that if they do stack, your hips are in the right position. The top hip is stacked on top of the bottom hip. If you want a little bit more, bring the top leg forward and hold your big toe. So increasing the stretch a little bit more each time. Okay, beautiful. Let's bend those knees, bring them back up to the chest and lower them down to the other side. Take the hand nearest the knee, rest it on top. You might find one side of your body is a little bit tighter than the other. So just work gently into that side and encourage it to match. So your head is turned the opposite direction. Extend your top leg now and feel that extra stretch around the hip and the leg. Now if you can, bring the bottom leg forward so you're stacking both of your legs. If you want that extra little stretch, bring the top leg forward, hold your big toe. Release that foot, bend the knees, bring them back to the ceiling. Give your knees a nice hug, just rocking from side to side on the lower back, stretching out the lower spine. Okay, let's place the feet on the floor again. In the end position, your heels are lined up with your sit bones and directly under the knees. We've got a ramp, so let's breathe into the belly, breathe out navel to spine and flatten your lower back to the floor. So when you flatten your lower back, the bottom of the hips come forward and your back squeezes a little. Let's peel the vertebrae off the floor one at a time. Just feeling that nice stretch around the vertebrae. Lift your head up and down if you need to. Find that lovely position resting on the shoulder blades. Have your buttocks squeezing a little bit more, lift the hips a tiny bit more. We should be working our buttocks really strong here. Moderately, you don't want to squeeze too tight. Nice and firm. Your buttocks should be working strongly here. Okay, so now from here, if you want to go a little bit further for level 2, let's do a neck bridge. Clasp or lifting one hip up, place your hand underneath, then place the other hand underneath so your hips are really high. If this is a bit strong for you, you can do your neck bridge a little bit differently without placing your hands under your hips. Okay, from here the hips are nice and high. We're going to squeeze the buttocks, keep the hips up, take the hands, clasp the hands under the back, bring the little fingers down to the floor and just walk the shoulders a little bit closer to the heels. Keep the buttocks firm and lifted. Let's take 3 breaths into the belly. Okay, so let's release those hands now and we're going to breathe in, breathe out, roll the spine down, one vertebrae at a time, just rounding out that lower back, just one vertebrae at a time. Really try to round out that lower back. That's it, let the hips settle, the lower back arch up a little. Then let's bring the knees to the chest, give them a nice big hug. And we're going to gently rock from side to side. We're going to do some leg stretching now. Okay, let's lift one leg up. Take the hands above the knee, draw that knee towards you. You can also walk your hands to below the knee and bring that leg a little bit further forward. Now with your knee in the end position, you can extend it and that will increase the stretch. For those who are very stretchy people, you're welcome to hold your big toe, push through the heel and lengthen through the back of your leg. Try to relax around your neck and shoulders. So if you find that a little bit too strong, go back to the previous position where it was a little more comfortable for you. So always remember we're stretching a little bit beyond our comfort zone. Now let's bring that leg across the body. So take the opposite hand, bring the leg across the body. Now the same hand is going to go out to the side as a counterbalance. We want to keep both hips on the floor. So we're stretching right around the outer edge of the hip and the side of the leg. Now let's pause here and enjoy that stretch. Now take your hand and help to lower that leg down to the side. You can lower it down as much as you can. So use that hand to help you. Now for the stretchy people, you can hold your big toe and stretch the leg. Otherwise, if you're not quite so stretchy, just bring the leg down to wherever it goes, and it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're feeling the stretch on the outer edge of the hip and on the outer edge of the leg. Keep breathing. Now let's lift that leg up again, and we're going to bring it out to the side. Now again, we're taking the same hand as leg, elbow on the floor, and we're guiding that leg outwards. The opposite hand goes out to the opposite side. The opposite foot rolls outwards to help counterbalance the weight of this leg. So whatever you can manage. Now ideally, your leg is in line with the side of your hip. So you don't want your leg traveling towards the other leg or straightening out towards the other leg. So you don't want it in line with your hip. You want a nice stretch on the inner thigh. For the stretchy people, you can hold your big toe here also. Now lifting your leg up, we're going to bend the other knee. Move back onto the mat. And we're going to bring this leg into the end position, ankle on the knee. We've got a hip stretch. So same hand as knee, let's push that knee away. Keep your hips even. It's very easy to twist the hips in this position. So I want you to make sure your hips are quite straight, then push the knee. For level 2, hands are behind the opposite thigh and lift your leg. Now for those people who can manage a little bit stronger stretch, lower the foot down towards the floor and bring the hands around the knees. Now I want you to try and get your shoulders down towards your hips, tighten your tummy, lengthen through your spine, so your back is on the floor, chin is slightly tucked in and back of neck lengthened. And let's release. Let's do all that to the other side. So we're lifting the other leg up, hands above the knee or below the knee. Bring the leg a little bit further forward. If you want to, taking the leg that's resting in the end position and extend the leg. And here we go, you can hold the big toe with your fingers, push through the heel, try to lengthen through the back of the leg, or if that's a little bit strong, just hold on to the leg. Now let's bring that leg across the body. Let's keep both hips on the floor. So we just want to stretch the outer edge of the hip and the outer thigh. Opposite hand goes out to the side. So let's pause and stretch around the hip and the leg. Now start to lower that leg down towards the floor. Your hip will now lift. So the elbow can go down and you can start to guide that leg down. Take your time. Just find out when your body's ready to go a little bit more into the stretch. Again, hold your big toe if you're nice and stretchy. Otherwise, just ease yourself down. And let's pause here. Now let's lift that leg up to the ceiling, and we're going to guide it with the same hand out to the other side. So I just have to move over a little, it's a bit close. So there we go, legs out to the side. Hold your big toe if you can, otherwise just support that leg where it is. Right, let's lift that leg up to the ceiling. Bring the other leg to the end position. Ankle goes on the knee for the hip stretch. Okay, same hand as knee and push it away. Remember to keep those hips nice and even. Otherwise, level 2, hands behind the opposite thigh. Level 3, hands around the knee. Now, you need to stretch in the same position as you did last time. Try to keep the same stretch to work the body evenly. Right, let's release and lift the feet up to the ceiling. We want bent knees. We're going into happy baby. So hands behind the knees, bring the knees wider than the hips. Stay here or go to level 2 with your hands holding ankles, or level 3, hold your feet in steps around the edge of the feet is fine. Relax the shoulders, tighten the tummy, and let's rock from side to side just on that lower back. All right, lovely. Okay, so now we're going to keep those legs lifted. Take the hands behind the knees, hold onto your legs, or if you can, just bring your arms to your sides. You can keep your bent knees or point through the balls of the feet, through the big toe. Rotate your feet outwards slightly, so you're slightly rotating outwards. Tighten the tummy. We're going to lower the legs down. If you don't wish to lower your legs down, it's okay, just keep them lifted up to the ceiling. Okay, lowering the legs down, tighten the tummy, and lower them down again. And one more time, just hover above the floor if you can. We're going to lift them up, just 45 degrees. Then back up, a little higher, then to the ceiling. Okay, now we're going to bring the arms over the head and just have the fingernails touching the floor. If you need to bring your arms wider. For some of you, you'll be able to hold your elbows and leave your arms over the head. Tighten the tummy, point through the ball of the foot, and we're going to lower one leg down. So lower one leg down, 1, 2, and 3. Lift up, 1, 2, and 3. Change legs, down to 1, 2, 3. Lift up, 1, 2, and 3. Change the cross of your elbows, and let's do it again. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Lift up, 1, 2, and 3. Other leg, 1, 2, 3. Lift up, 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful work. Let's bring the knees to the chest and the head to the knees. Curl up like a little cannonball. Tighten your tummy, lift your head to your knees, draw your shoulders down. Lift your hips up a little. So if you can't quite manage a cannonball, just knees to chest is fine. All right, now we're going to lie down, lift our legs up, bring the arms past the thighs, tighten the tummy, lift the head and the chest. Now let the legs lower down, lift you up into a boat pose. Shoulders are down, tummy in. All right, beautiful. Now, you can extend your legs up if you want to. Try not to overwork your hips. Now, let's lift the arms up so we can lengthen through the spine. Reach up to the ceiling, hold your tummy tight. And then take your hands behind your head. Then lower your legs down, come into a seated position. Place your hands on your knees. Okay, now I'm going to turn around and face you. We're going to sit nice and tall. Now I want you to remember to lift the rib cage up and lengthen through your lower spine. Now you're going to lose a lot of the stretching if you sag in the centre. If you need to sit on something to lift your hips up, please do. Now lifting up tall, shoulders are drawn down. We're going to start with a cow face pose. So lift your elbow up, let's take a stretch, tuck your chin in, lengthen through the spine. Sit on your sit bones, so you're nice and right on top of your sit bones. Now when you're ready, take the other arm behind your back. If it doesn't move easily behind your back, give it a helping hand. And then bring your hands back. Now one elbow should point to the ceiling and the other to the floor. I want you to lift your chin up so it's parallel to the floor. Shoulders are down, tummy is in. Keep the length through the lower spine. Now, if you can't reach your hands, just rest your hands on your lower back, or you can hold a belt or clothing. And then let's release. Give the shoulders a little roll. Let's try the other side. Lift the rib cage, now lift the elbow. Pull the tummy in. So you want a little tummy tuck. That's it, beautiful. Then bring the other arm behind the back. Perhaps it's a little easier this time. You might even be able to reach. So one elbow to ceiling, one to floor. Keep your chin lifted. As any time you're starting to bend forward, your back is collapsing, so you need to lift up. That's it, beautiful. Just looking towards me. Take 3 breaths. And then release. Let's give the shoulders a little roll and just place the hands on the floor. Pull the tummy in and just walk the hands forward. Now it doesn't matter if you can only go forward a little bit. Over time you will loosen up. So walking the hands forward again, let's lower the elbows down, pull the tummy in and let the head drop down. Let's breathe into the belly and the lower back. Let's lift up again, and now we're going to come up onto knees. So you can roll forward, put your hands down, uncross your ankles, come onto your knees. Make sure they're hip width apart and walk your hands to your knees. Otherwise, just bring your legs out to the side and join me. Now, when you're in this position, I want you to squeeze your buttocks, push your hips forward, so your buttocks squeezes together, your hips widen at the front and your thighs switch on. In this way, we can strengthen through the hips. We can stabilize the hips while we do our side stretching. Ribcage lifted, lengthen through the spine, particularly the lower spine. Now let's breathe in and breathe out, reaching the right fingers down to the right side. So we're just taking a little stretch to the side. Keep nice and strong through the hips. That's it, reaching down just as far as you can manage. Then breathe in, lifting up. And then breathe out. Let's try and reach those fingers down to the knee. That's it, beautiful. Breathe in, slowly pick yourself up again. That's it. This time we're going to add an arm. So breathe in, lift your left arm up, and breathe out. Slide the fingers down towards your knee again, and let's get that even bigger side stretch. Breathe in, lifting up. And let's breathe out, rotate the palm outwards and lower it down. Change sides. Breathe in, right arm lifts, rotate the palm inwards, shoulders down, and breathe out, bend to the side. Are we keeping our buttocks firm, thighs firm, so we can keep strong in this position? Breathe in, lifting up with the hand, rotate the palm outwards, breathe out, lower the hand back to the side. Okay, beautiful. So now we're going to do half a camel. So turn your hands into fists, place them just above your lower back and bring the elbows behind your body to open the chest up. So hug the shoulder blades together. Draw the shoulders down. Squeeze your buttocks, push your hips forward, lengthen through the spine and bend back. You can drop your chin to chest, most comfortable head position, otherwise gaze diagonally up or lower your head back for a strong neck. Okay, now let's lift one hand up, the right hand up, lift it up to the ceiling, and if you can reach your left ankle, place it down. Now try not to reach sideways. This is not really a very good back bend, it's more of a side stretch. So you want to make sure your arm is straight, shoulders are as even as you can make them. Take 3 breaths into the belly. Now, without our shoulders moving, we're going to windmill those arms. So one arm goes up, the other goes down, and we're into our half camel again. Firm buttocks. Again, trying to keep those shoulders as even as we can. 3 breaths into the belly. Okay, let's bring the hand down. We're coming into a child's pose. So toes together, knees a little wider than hips, and dive your hands down by your sides. Let the shoulders drop towards the floor. Breathe into your lower back. Bring your breath up to your mid-back. Then between your shoulder blades. Okay, let's place the hands on the floor and lift ourselves back up again. Now from here, I want you to move forward, tuck your toes under and walk your hands back towards your toes. If you can lower your heels down. If not, keep the heels lifted. Arms come forward, shoulders are down, tummy is firm. We're going to breathe in, push through the heels, use the strength of the thighs and the buttocks. Lift your arms up, breathe in, come up onto the balls of the feet. Let's balance. And breathe out. Lower the hands down and lower the heels down. Perfect. All right, give yourselves a shake. Now we're going to do 4 rounds of sun salute, and we're going to work into our buttocks and our hips. Okay, so let's turn sideways, forward of your mat, and let's lift up our rib cage and lengthen through the spine, particularly the lower spine to start off with. Bring your feet together, but don't let the bones touch. Lift the toes up, spread them out. So keeping that length in the spine, we're going to lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Okay, make sure the chin is lifted and parallel to the floor. Keep your buttocks firm, tummy firm, thighs firm. You can close your eyes if you want to. And we're going to take 3 breaths, focus on your breath, or start to repeat your mantra. So let's say your mantra several times, or just focus on your breathing and count to 3 as you breathe in, count to 3 as you breathe out. Let's finish off with our last breath. Now let's breathe in, sun salute, circle the arms back, squeeze your buttocks, bring your palms over your head, gaze between your palms if you can. Swan dive, keep the chest open, forward fold. Bend the knees, chest to thighs, and tuck your chin in. Gaze at your knees, flat back, hands on shins, toes, or on the floor. Move the body weight forward in your feet. Forward fold, and let's step back to plank. Let's pause in our plank position to build up that upper body strength. Squeeze your buttocks together, tight tummy. Shoulders head towards hips. Let's take 3 breaths here. Remember not to drop your head down. Look in front of your fingertips. Okay, let's breathe in, breathe out. Plank into floor, elbows hug the rib cage. Breathe in, cobra, push through the heels of the hands. Squeeze the buttocks, draw shoulders down away from ears. Tuck toes under, breathe out, down dog. Let's adjust ourselves. Because it's our first down dog, let's walk those heels. Pedal the heels down, stretch the ankles and calves. Okay, beautiful. Lower the heels towards the floor and bring the chest towards the thighs. Pull the tummy up, shoulders head towards hips. Head in line with arms. From here, we're going to step our feet together and lift our right leg up. Now, I want you to keep your toes pointing at the floor. Look at your toes. Don't let them rotate out diagonally. Lift up, squeeze your buttocks. I want you to work the back of your hips, which is your buttocks. Lift the leg up high as you can. It probably may not be very high. Bring your chest to your thighs. Lift your leg a bit higher. That's it, beautiful. Breathe in, breathe out. Lunge your foot between your hands. And we're going to do a high lunge, so make sure your feet are a hip width apart. Sweep the arms back, lift up, roll shoulders back, sink into those hips. Stretch your fingers out. That's it, beautiful. Breathe down to the belly, 3 big breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, hands to floor, step your back foot next to your front foot. And swing the arms back, chair pose, lift those arms up. Wide prayer, reach up to the ceiling. Breathe out, hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. Let's do that again. Sun salute. And breathe out, forward fold. Chest to thighs, flat back. And breathe out, forward fold. Step back, left foot, right foot into plank. Take a nice deep breath in, breathe out, plank to floor, breathe in, cobra, tuck toes under, breathe out, into down dog.
Let's pause here for a few breaths. Just keep yourself a little bit loose in the joints. And then step your feet together. Lift your left leg up, three-leg dog. Keep the toes pointing at the floor. Don't rotate the foot outwards. Lift the hips up, chest towards the thigh. The leg goes higher. Can we feel the buttocks really working hard? Okay, lunge that foot between the hands. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Sweep your arms back, lift up. This is a beautiful balance. So if you're wobbly, it might be that your feet are not quite wide enough apart. Take 3 breaths down to the belly. Big breath in. Breathe out, hands to floor. Step your front foot next to your back foot next to your front foot. Tummy draws in. Sweep the arms back. Lift them up. Chair pose, white prayer. Breathe in, reach the ceiling. Breathe out, hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. We've got 2 to go. Sun salute. Breathe out, forward fold. Chest to thighs, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. Jump or step back, right foot, left foot. Plank. Breathe in, breathe out, plank to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Tuck toes under, breathe out, down dog. Pausing here for a moment. Now we're going to step our feet together again and lifting up the right leg, 3-leg dog. Point the toes at the floor, squeeze the buttocks, lift the leg. Now let's bend the knee, coming into scorpion. Lift the hip, look at your toes, feel a stretch around your hip and the side. To increase that twist, look under your arm and lift your hip higher. Take 3 breaths here. Keep the weight even through your hands and then lunge your foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down. We've got a low lunge. Flatten the back foot. Sweep the arms back, lift them up, roll the shoulders, sink forward in the hips. Okay, beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths here. Then breathe in, breathe out, hands to floor, tuck that back toe under, step the back foot next to the front foot, pull the tummy in, swing the arms back, chair pose, lift the arms up, reach up to the ceiling, palms together, squeeze your buttocks, push hips forward. Let's take a bend back and then bring your thumbs back to heart center. Deep breath in and out. And last time, sun salute. And swan dive, forward fold. Flat back. And forward fold. Jump or step back to plank. Let's breathe in, breathe out, plank to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Tuck toes under, breathe out, down dog. All right, so let's step the feet together and lift up the left leg. Line the toes up with the floor. Squeeze the buttocks. Now bend the knee. Rotate the hip outwards. Can you feel a difference between the 3-leg dog and the scorpion? Level 1 or level 1 looking at your toes. Level 2, look under your arms. Lift your hip a bit higher. Weight evenly through the hands. Okay, lunge the foot between the hands, lower the back knee down, flatten the foot, sweep the arms back, roll the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths into the belly. Breathe in, breathe down, hands to floor, tuck the back toe under, step it next to the front foot, and sweep the arms forward, chair pose. White prayer, lift up, palms together. Squeeze the buttocks, push the hips forward, lengthen through the spine, back bend, and then breathe out. Let the thumbs follow the face line, the contour of the face, down to the chest. Deep breath in and out. All right, let's give ourselves a little shake. We're going to do some balancing. Okay, so let's start off with some a pigeon balance, and we're going to do some side stretches while we do that. So for the wobbly people, I'm going to give you an option. Now, first of all, I want you to stand in mountain pose.
Nice firm tummy, firm buttocks and firm thighs, so we're strong around our hips. Lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and down, chin parallel to floor, relax the hands. I want you to say your mantra 3 or 4 times. Perhaps you should follow the mantra of balance. I can balance well. I have a clear mind. My mind is calm. My balance is good. So focus your mind with your mantra, otherwise focus on your breathing. All right, let's place the hands on the hips now. Roll the right foot forward, tighten the tummy. For the wobbly people, just cross your leg over or place one foot on top of the other. For the other people who are joining me, ankle on the knee, pull the tummy in, push the hips back. Now I want your toes forward, so that will help your knee stay in the right position. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to take that left hand to the side, lift the right arm up and over. Take 3 breaths into the ribs. Try the other side, lower your hand down, breathe in, lift the other arm up, breathe out to bend. That's it, how are we going? Take 3 breaths, whoops. A little bit wobbly on this side. Lower the hand down. And let's bring the foot down to the floor and stand up tall. Don't worry too much if you do have a little bit of a wobble. If you kept up nice and straight, well done. Let's take a walk in the feet. Try the other side. All right, so pull the tummy in, soften the knees. Roll that left foot forward. Take the ankle on the knee or pick the position you picked last time. Toes are forward, pull the hips back. Okay, so we're going to take the right hand down to the side, lift the left hand up. Breathe in, breathe out, bend. Let's breathe into the side. Breathe in and breathe out. Hand back down to side, lift the other hand up, breathe in, lift the hand up, breathe out, bend to the side. This one's just a little more challenging. Let's find the position. Take 3 breaths. The hand up, lower the hand down. Let's stand, keep the foot forward and lower the foot down. A little bit more challenging than the usual pigeon. Okay. Now we're going to stretch our sciatic nerve, which goes from the hip right down the back of the leg. So taking the right foot, cross it over the left. See if you can line your little toes up. Press the thighs together, squeeze the buttocks together, lift up tall. Let's just rest our hands on our thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Pull the tummy in, chin to chest, roll the shoulders forward and get your hands to follow the front leg down. So I want you to soften the knees and slide your hands down your legs. Now if you can just reach your shin, that's fine. If you can bring your hands to the floor, it's even better. Move the body weight into the middle and the front of the foot. So middle to the front of the foot is the best position for the biggest stretch in the back of the leg. Chin to chest, gaze at your knee. So if you rock forward a little, you can find that stretch gets even stronger. Let's take a few breaths here. So we should feel this in our hip and the back of our knee mostly. Okay, so let's place hands on shins. Breathe in, breathe out. Tighten the tummy, squeeze the buttocks and stack your vertebrae up one at a time. Sliding the hands up that front leg. Roll the shoulders back and down. And let's take the front foot behind the other leg. So little toes lined up, squeeze the buttocks together. Lift up the rib cage, nice and firm around the hips and the thighs. All right, hands on the front and left thigh. Breathe in, breathe out, pull the tummy in, shoulders, head rolls forward, slide the hand down the leg, soften the knees, soften the buttocks, slide the hand down just wherever it went last time is fine. Otherwise, hands on the floor. Chin to chest, gaze at your thighs if you can. Rock the body forward into the middle of the foot, the weight in the middle of the foot or the front of the foot,
And feel that stretch in the back leg. Working into the hip and the behind the knee. Let's take a few breaths. Okay, let's place the hands on shins, breathe in, breathe out, slide the hands up the legs, squeezing your buttocks firmly. Let's continue, shoulders, ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Uncross your legs. And now we're going to do a dancer pose. So I'll turn sideways so you can see me a little more easily. So remember your mantras, say those positive mantras to yourself as you're getting prepared. Let's roll the right foot forward, tighten your tummy, lift the foot up, and again, if you can't manage that, one foot on top of the other. Bring your knees in line with each other, squeeze your buttocks, stretch into your thighs. Lift your left hand up. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Bend the standing knee and float yourself forward to whichever position works for you. So the furthest position is 90 degrees. Push the top of the foot into the hand now, create a bow. Straighten the leg you're standing on. Start to breathe. Right down to the belly. Okay, let's bring that knee forward and float the hand down. Release the foot, give it a little kick forward, place the foot down. Let's take a little walk with the feet. I'm going to change sides now. Okay, rolling that left foot forward, tighten the tummy. Lift the foot up or choose your balance. Squeezing the buttocks, firm thigh. Lifting your right hand up. Breathe in, breathe out. Bend the standing knee, float forward. Try to pick the same position as you did last time. Press the foot in the hand, create a bow. Breathe down to the belly. Now slowly start to bring that knee in line with the hip. Release the foot and lower the arm down. Beautiful. How was your balance today? Did it improve with your mantra? All right, let's give ourselves a little shake. Okay, we're going to do some standing strength. So I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to lift up nice and tall in our mountain pose. All right, so let's take a deep breath in, sun salute. Lift the arms up, reach up, and then breathe out. Come into a chair pose and let the thumbs follow the face contour down to the chest. Pull the tummy in. All right, now we're going to do a twist. So let's make sure that the knees are behind the toes and they're pressing together. Take your left elbow, rest it on the left knee, and turn your head to the right. If you can, you move that elbow to the other knee, to the opposite knee. That's going to increase your twist. So you might want to pull your tummy in a little bit. You can go to the third position, which is outside your knee. So pull that tummy in, then rotate through the rib cage. So it's quite a bit stronger. And we're bringing the hands to the center of the chest. Press those knees together firmly. Check down at your knees. Make sure they're stacked above your ankles. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now the knee that your elbow is resting on, I want you to step that leg back into a lunge. Step it back. Put your heel down, straighten the front leg, open your arms up into a triangle. So I want you to squeeze your butt and tuck your tail under, bottom of hips forward, tummy tight, and rotate your inner thigh outwards, or inwards, sideways, so you can get that stretch on the inner thigh. Now we should be getting that lovely big stretch around the hip and the rib cage. Now we're going to bring that top hand pointing at the ceiling down to the bottom hand. Join the palms together and then take both hands outside your leg that's forward. Now, pull your tummy in, squeeze your buttocks, rotate and lift that left hand up to the ceiling. So now you're in a reverse triangle. If you can't rotate your rib cage that much, place your hand on your hip. So if you're rotated more towards the floor, hand on hip is better. Otherwise, if you can, reach that arm up. Nice firm buttocks, tight waist. Now we're going to bring that top arm back to our hip and stand up. All right, now we're going to take the hands behind our back. Now if your legs feel a little bit wide, we've got a head to knee pose, so you might want to heel toe it a bit forward and rotate your hips so both hips are pointing forward evenly. Prayer behind your back. Now I always find this quite challenging for my hands and wrists. You can also point it downwards a bit kinder. Otherwise hold your wrists or hold your elbows. The nice thing about holding elbows, you can really get your chest open. Pull your tummy in, breathe in and breathe out. Let's come to a flat back. So draw the shoulders towards the hips. Ease yourself down and keep that front knee soft. Hips nice and even. So let's stay even a third of the way down or half the way down, keeping the middle of the back flat, gazing directly at the floor. Now if you can, pull your tummy in and bring your head towards your knee. Now you will have to focus on your balancing a little bit. Can be a little bit wobbly with one leg behind the other. You can close your eyes to challenge your balance a little bit more. Now looking forward, let's hinge up. Bend your front knee, you can step your back foot away a little bit. Lift your left hand up for a full proud warrior. The right arm can stay behind the back or you can place it on the back of the leg. Line your arm up with your nose just so you can keep your head nice and straight. Gaze up at your palm if you want to. Breathe into the belly. Now bring your hand down, hands back to chest, come on the ball of the back foot, step forward. Beautiful. Let's try that on the other side. Deep breath in, sun salute. Chair pose, pull the tummy in, push the hips back. All right, now we're going to take the left elbow, the right elbow on the right knee and look sideways. Level 1 position, quite comfortable. Then we're going to bring the left elbow, the right elbow on the left knee, a little bit stronger, pull the tummy in, draw the shoulders towards the hips. Can you try the third one? Elbow outside the knee and bring hands to chest in prayer. Have a look, see if those knees are even. Don't let one knee push in front of the other. Keep strong for 3 breaths. Now, the leg where your elbow is pressing, step it back into a nice big lunge, place the heel down. Straighten the front leg, open your arms up into triangle. The nice thing about this is you end up in a little bit of a wider triangle, wider leg triangle, which is good for a change. Squeeze your buttocks together, tummy firm, shoulders towards hips. That's it, beautiful. Feel that stretch around the hip and the rib and rotate this thigh sideways. Now the top hand, we're going to bring down to the bottom hand. Take the hands outside the leg, tighten the tummy, squeeze the buttocks, and then lift the other hand up to the ceiling. So we're back into our reverse triangle. Now take the top arm, circle it back to your hip and lift up. Okay, if your back leg is too far away, let's heel toe it a little closer. Make sure both hips are facing forwards. Take your hands into prayer again and choose which one works best for you. Whatever you were doing last time, repeat this time. But if you're holding your wrists or elbows, change the way you hold them. So opposite way. Shoulders draw down, rib cage lifts. Breathe in, breathe out. And just push the hips back evenly. Feel a stretch in the front leg. And then gaze directly at the floor in a flat back position. So it's quite a beautiful back builder. Lovely for back strength. And then pull the tummy in, round the back out, head to knee. Mind your balance. Close your eyes when you're lovely and balanced. Okay, looking forward, start to hinge up. Bend your front knee. You might like to slide your foot back and take your right hand up into a proud warrior. All right, let's lower the arm down. Pivot yourself sideways. Your feet should be parallel. Your legs can be very wide or a little bit narrower, depending on your hip flexibility. Let's lift the arms up, breathe in, palms forward, pull your tummy in, push your hips back, and bend down halfway to a 7 position, or flat back. Try and draw your shoulders away from your ears, flatten your mid back down. If your arms are a little bit too heavy, put your hands on your hips. Now sweep your arms back, lift them up to the ceiling, look between your legs. Your head can be on the floor if you want. Otherwise, you're just having your head lifted as I am. Move the body weight into the middle of the foot and forward in the foot. Arms at wide prayer or press the palms together. Come to pistol grip, reach the arms upwards. Pull the tummy up, just stretch those legs out a little more if you can by lifting your hips up. If it's too strong, keep your knees a bit softer. Take 3 big breaths. Okay, let's lower the hands down to the floor. We're going to heel toe our feet inwards for a squat. So we're going to make sure that those heels are lined up with our sit bones and then sit down. If you can't flatten your feet, it doesn't matter, just do what you can. Bring your hands to chest in prayer. Now often people have a round spine, so I want you to lift up nice and tall. Draw the shoulders down, lift the spine up. If you can, press the elbows inside the knees and widen your hip stretch. Wrists in line with elbows. Let's pause for 3 breaths. All right, let's take a seat, shall we? Hands behind the hips, sit down. I'm going to turn sideways or lengthways along my mat. Take the hands behind the knees. Breathe in, lift up tall, breathe out. Pull the tummy in, walk the hands down the backs of the legs and bring the knees to the chest. Give them a nice big hug and rock from side to side on the lower back. Draw the tummy down, lift the hips a bit higher to lengthen that lower spine. Now we're going to keep the toes together, hold the knees with each hand. Draw circles with the knees. So nice big circles to the chest, out wide. Extend the arms and then draw them to the chest again. Now let's go the opposite direction, circle the other way. And last one. You can bring your feet as wide as the mat, drop the knees inwards, or bring your feet to a butterfly pose, drop the knees outwards. Press the elbows in the floor, make sure the shoulder blades are hugging, chest is open, shoulder blades are flat. Left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. Lift your head up, tuck the chin and lengthen through the back of the neck. Start to breathe into your belly, and this is an opportunity to repeat your mantras. Otherwise, focus on your breathing and count your breath in and out. Beautiful. Now you might want to extend your legs. Bring your arms into a comfortable position by your sides, perhaps palms up, shoulder blades still flat on the floor. Roll your feet and your thighs outwards to relax the hips. Keep bringing your breath down to your belly. Now you can turn your video off here and enjoy some more relaxation, 5, 10 or 15 minutes, and turn the video to finish off with me. Turn it back on, I hope I said that. Now start to move your fingers and toes. Bring your breath down to your belly. Walk your feet to the end position. Let's roll to the side. Lift up to a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap, and just remember to lift your rib cage up so your lower spine is lengthened, shoulders relaxed and down, chin slightly dropped. Perhaps you'd like to say your mantras a few more times, or just focus on your breathing. Lower your hands to your sides, breathe in, reach up and breathe out. Bring the thumbs to the heart center. And let's finish off with 3 breaths. Breathing into the belly, into the rib cage, shoulders and back, and breathe out. And again, breathe into the belly, into the ribs, shoulders and back, and breathe out. Let's take one more deep breath in and let it out. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. If you enjoyed the video, press like and make a comment. Subscribe now so you can keep up with the updates. So please join me again.